Today on Alex and Autos, we're taking a look at the latest Nissan Connect infotainment and navigation system. This particular one is inside the 2015 Nissan Murano, but we do expect to see this in other Nissan models soon. On either side of this large touchscreen, we have dedicated buttons. We have our menu button right here, which brings us back to this home screen, map button, day-night button, audio button, volume and power knob right over here, dedicated button for the all-around camera system that our particular vehicle has in it, track forward-backward button, a return button that's for use in the menus, and then a tune and scroll button right over here. You will find the system's SD card for the mapping database right up here next to the single slot optical disc player. The vehicle that we're testing has two USB ports and I have an iPhone 6 connected. I was able to charge a high draw device with this system and the USB ports as well. Let's start things off on the main menu. We have a direct access button for your home address if you had one stored. I don't have one right now. We have our infotainment right here in the center. We have our Nissan Connect apps right over here on the right side. That does require a paired smartphone, previous destinations, call history, and then you can move over to various other apps that your system may have integrated with it. Sirius XM traffic, XM sports, stocks, and fuel prices. We have our weather display right there in the middle. And then of course we can edit the menu right over here, clock, and then we can scroll right back over to this home screen. You also have direct access buttons on the bottom to various system functions like our audio system right over here, phone, info, that same menu we just looked at. We also have our navigation map. Ours does have the navigation database built right into it. The Navi button is where you will enter street addresses, points of interest, address book, intersections, etc. We also have access to system and certain vehicle settings right over here on the settings option. This allows us to change things like our sound. So if you want to change the tone, bass, treble, etc., that's where you change it right there. And also pair Bluetooth devices right here inside that settings menu. Clicking back to the audio screen, we can hit audio again, or we can just click that source button right over there to get the source list. Our model does have AM, FM, Sirius XM, CD, auxiliary input, Bluetooth audio, and these two USB ports. If I go ahead and click on over to the USB port that my iPhone is connected to, we can click on over to our iPod menu, see all of our playlists, our albums, our genres, etc. We can go ahead and click on an item right like that, and it will start playing. We also get a very small album art right over there on the right side. Unlike some of the competitive systems, this system does not offer complete command of your iDevice or your USB device via voice commands. They are somewhat limited, so you cannot command specific tracks from the system by saying, car, play, just can't get enough from Depeche Mode. It won't do that functionality at this time. We also have a Bluetooth phone interface right over here, quick dial buttons, phone book, call history, etc. We do have text message support if your device uses that. The info button is where you'll find direct access to your Nissan Connect apps, Sirius XM traffic, stock quotes, movie listings, etc. You can also check out local prices. This is delivered by Sirius XM, and you can choose by fuel, you can choose by distance, or you can choose by price, and it will tell you where the cheapest gas near you is. Moving on over to the map interface, we have a map that looks a little bit less refined than the Infinity maps. Very easy to use. We have a map menu button right there. We can change our map view to a 2D, a 3D bird's view, or a split bird's eye view. We can also rotate the map around if you so desire, zoom in and out using that control right there, and then we zoom in and out on the map. If you want to set a destination, we just click on over here to the Navi button, enter a new destination or cancel a route right there. Previous destinations, address book. Entering an address in the system was very easy either via the natural voice commands or right here on the screen. Now some of this is locked out while you're driving, and that is something of a bummer because an awful lot of the European options do let you change absolutely everything in the system while you're in motion. As I showed you earlier, we do have the all-around camera in this particular vehicle. As you can see, I have a front view camera right there. You can also click that again and get a dedicated side view in addition to the bird's eye view that we have on this screen. It is very crisp, very easy to see. We also have moving object detection. That's what MOD means right there. You can change your brightness, contrast, tint, color level, etc. If we switch into reverse, then we get a backup view right over there. And then we, of course, can adjust the brightness and contrast on that. If we hit the camera button again, you get reverse as well as that side view. Overall, I really like this new Nissan Connect system. It's an awful lot easier to use than the last generation system, and it competes very well with the entries from Toyota, Honda, and Ford. We don't have quite the same voice command functionality that we get in My Ford Touch, specifically when dealing with your audio devices. However, it is very functional. It's also very snappy. The system doesn't have the lag that you find in My Ford Touch that a lot of people find annoying. The same thing goes for the latest generations of General Motors infotainment system that are all based on Cadillac Q. It can be a little bit laggy, and the system is always very responsive. It also had no problem dealing with my iPhone 6 right here that is running the latest version of iOS, iOS 8. Some of the other systems out there, most notably Toyota's Entune system, seems to have a problem with iOS 8. Nissan tells us that they will be adding additional apps to this Nissan Connect apps screen right there, so you should expect some of those in the future. Until then, this is one of the best systems in this particular segment. I would rank this just about the same as my Ford Touch. Even though it is more responsive, it doesn't have quite the same feature functionality. I think that UConnect is a little bit better than this just because it has some features that we don't get in this system. Most of those are the internet connected features that it has. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. Go ahead and click that subscribe banner at the bottom of your screen so you can be updated on all of my latest videos. You can also check out the review on the 2015 Nissan Murano. Find me over at facebook.com/AlexNautos, over at Twitter as AlexNautos. You can always email your questions to alex@alexandautos.com, and I'll see you next week.